Hello, friends, strangers, and creative weirdos alike. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Samantha if you're new here, and if you're not, welcome back. Today in my studio, we are painting more flowers. I don't know if you guys can tell what my vibe is or not. Today we're painting lupins, and fun fact, I thought that they were hydrangeas until my witchy plant sister said, no, babe, hydrangeas are more round. Those are definitely lupins, or if they're pointed downwards, they're foxtails. But also, foxtails are poisonous, so don't pick them. And foxtails and lupin are native to Washington State, where I currently reside. So here I am just laying out my color palette. I first started with some paint, and after going in with a little bit of paint, I decided I wasn't absolutely loving the colors. I wasn't loving how they were mixing up. So I did end up busting out my acrylic paint markers, which I feel like made the video go by so fast. I'm just practicing out mixing up some of these red tones, deciding what I like. That brush looks ridiculously small in my hand. I'm going to invest in some bigger brushes for sure, because trying to gloss this in the satin varnish, ooh, it took forever. So I'm going to start by going in and painting some red. I wanted to incorporate some colors that I tend not to use a lot. And I tend not to use reds as much as I should. Ooh, I can see my autofocus is kind of working against me here. That is a note for future me though. Anyway, these are the ones that I thought were hydrangeas. No, these are lupins. I'm just adding in different colors. I really like these because you can be messy with them. I'm just adding flowers all over the canvas. I'm not really thinking too much about it at this point. I'm just going through and adding what brings me joy, trying out different shapes, seeing what we can come up with. I really wanted a floral painting that, like, I don't know, there was just too many florals, you know, like every flower was popping out of a different direction. All of the flowers overlapped each other. I wanted lots of greenery and lots of colors, and I definitely think I achieved that. Look, my son was painting at the same time, and this is his Spider-Man. He's 4. I think it's so good. Don't be mean to my son. It's nice. Back to the flowers. So we're adding more flowers, and yes, it is also really difficult to paint and to film indecisive while my children are awake, which is why I tend to be a late night kind of gal and why I do a lot of late night crafts. But my schedule has been so off. There's the paint markers coming in. I got real sick of it. This painting is a real trust the process kind of thing. It really takes a different transformation. There's going to be a lot of jump cuts because I'm trying out a couple of new things here. If you guys have any suggestions for me, just let me know. So this is Galileo. This is my sweet, precious little Christmas present that I got myself. And his little paws. He loves his little paws being massaged. But look at that little absolute menace to society. I love him. My son said I needed to add orange. And so, of course, I listened. You can see my orange son in the background there as well. His little tail is so cute. But my son said he felt like it needed orange. And to be honest with you, he does have a really good eye for these kinds of things. He has been watching me paint this for the last couple of days. It has been all he's done is stand in my studio and hover. But honestly, it's been kind of nice because he's been learning a lot from me in the art world. And like, I'm really proud to say that my kid learns a lot from me in terms of art. Like, it's just really fun. I don't know. I like this top-down view too. I thought this was pretty cool. I'm going to add some lighter colors on top of my blobs. I kind of thought, like, at this point, I was getting done with this. I was so sick of looking at this canvas, at this green, at the way these colors were not coming together. I felt like I always had more to add, and like I just couldn't achieve the look I was going for. So that's why there's kind of like a lot of pauses. It's where I'm like mixing colors off to the side, or I'm debating my life, to be honest with you, trying to figure out what needs painted and what doesn't. Like, where can I place things? I think for me, being a painter, the hardest part is definitely figuring out where to place things. This one doesn't have a skyline or anything. It is like a straight shot of a field of meadows, like you are in the field of meadows kind of thing. So these ones I find a little bit harder to crowd the canvas because I want each flower to shine on its own. But once I got past that fear of each flower shining on its own, I was able to just like throw myself into it and place so many flowers down. I'm going back and forth between the paint and the pens at this point. This is still the first day of painting. So we're just back and forth. I wanted more magenta in there. I really liked the use of magenta on the reds and the purples. Like, this might be obvious for some people, but for me it isn't. But magenta works perfectly on the purples and the blues and the reds, and it gives it its own, like, it's just a perfect color. And I guess that's why it's part of the original CYMK, whatever, CYMK, you know, cyan, yellow, magenta. I said that wrong. I'm really loving the way that these lupins are looking. I did see that they can have their, like, an extra stem off of each other and then like grow a secondary flower. So I'm going to be sure to incorporate that into my next flower painting, although I am thinking about giving flowers a break because I don't want to flood it with too much of the same. I felt like my shapes were getting boring. Like I said, I was really struggling with what to paint. This was, I think, still day one of painting. I got tired of the shape. I needed something to break it up, so I just took a big flat brush and got some orange paint, and just using the width of the brush, I did 5 strokes. That one wasn't the best example, but I did 5. I started in one spot and just kind of pushed them all to the same point, and that created really nice round edges and also a really nice center point. This is honestly one of my favorite paintings of all time. So here we are, day 2 of painting, because I gave up on my fancy setup and I'm just painting in my lap. I'm so sorry. This is where I feel like things got really good really fast. So I'm going in and adding some darker leaves, which most of this ends up not mattering. I tried to shake the pen, but it's not one that has a ball in it, so I don't know what I was trying to do there. But I'm just mapping out where some of these darker stems are, like some of the background stems. That one little, those little yellow flowers that I just added that don't have centers yet drives me a little crazy. But I do bounce back and forth all the time. Like literally all the time I bounce back and forth between this or that. This color, that color, this medium, that medium. See, now I thought this was going to be the perfect color. I really did. And I don't think it was. I think the color I went in with at the end really helped bring it to life. Because like I'm looking at the finished product. It's literally right here next to my monitor. And all I can say is it's layered beautifully. Like seriously. I'm just marking out where some of those stems are because I am not done adding flowers. Surprise, shawty. This is like the halfway mark with the flowers. It does get pretty monotonous after this. The lupins I think are the most exciting part. So here we go. I'm just going to go in with these daisies and I'm just going to put them everywhere. And I mean everywhere. Anywhere I see blank space, I'm going in and I'm adding a daisy. And I really love these half daisies. I think they are so gorgeous. I think anyone can paint them. And they have such a romantic look to them, in my opinion. I don't know. Something about them. I'm going to do this with the pink color, the yellow color. I think I did it with a blue color. And that was it. I didn't do it with any other color because I didn't want to do too much. The yellow one is kind of interesting because it looks like the stem color, which is so fun to me. I don't know, something about a monochromatic flower. I love it. I'm also going to add ladybugs to this like I did the painting in the last video on this channel because I've decided I'm just uploading these back to back and that is okay. So we're just adding the heads of our flowers now. And I love them. I love the ones that get more pointy. You'll see that I start to like bring that shape out in them a little bit later. And there is one flower that has no stem. Let me know if you can find it. I know you perfectionists out there did. Or those of you who have ADHD or what is it? OCD? Yeah, OCD. That's the one where you're like, yeah. One of y'all has definitely spotted my mistake. Can you tell me which flower it was? I know which one it is. Anyway, that's pretty much the end of the video. I'm just going to go in and add more of these overlapping stems. I'm going to go in and add a bunch of leaves everywhere. See, here I am scared to ruin it, and then I just had to say, I'll get brave. Anyway, we are about to, who's we? It's me in my studio. It's me, myself, and I. Studio Samantha is run by me, Samantha. I'm about to show you guys the final shots of this beauty. The scratches on my hand are from my kitten that was in my lap earlier, FYI. But yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. We hit 30 subscribers on the channel. Going in with my favorite satin varnish here. See, look at that tiny brush not doing its thing. My goodness gracious. That is so beautiful. Anyway, thank you guys so much for being here. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit the like button. Go ahead and subscribe. Leave me a comment down below, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Okay, bye.